talk about tonight. Trump's first 100 days gets certified rotten and fresh. The Declaration of Independence dies of embarrassment, and we'll find out why America's GDP is shrinking. Ozempic. So let's get right into it.
May there be a little disturbance?
Trump's been in office for 100 days, or as he likes to call it, longer than any president in the history of the world. It should be a week of celebration, but tell that to the economy.
Economic alarm bells. The U.S. economy contracting by 0.3%.
The contraction in the economy, first that we have seen in years, in fact.
America's economy is shrinking.
Yes, the U.S. economy is undergoing what economists refer to as a George Costanza. Now, obviously, the economy is a complex interaction of multiple markets, so it's difficult to point to any one factor, but it's all Trump. It's Trump. It's Donald Trump. The fact is, Trump just does not do well with the GDP, unless GDP stands for get that pussy, which, sadly, those numbers are also down. Melania doesn't live there anymore. But even though it's all his fault, this is a great opportunity for him to be a leader, to speak from the heart to Americans who are about to suffer real financial hardships because of his policies.
You know, somebody said, oh, the shelves are going to be open. Well, maybe the children will have $2 instead of $30, you know? And maybe the $2 will cost a couple of bucks more.
Wow, check out Mr. Rogers over here. I can't believe in a span of 100 days, we went from we will all be richer than we've ever imagined to everyone gets $2, all right? But if you're sad that playtime will soon be over for your children, take comfort that it's just beginning for the old commander-in-child.
The president came out swinging and dancing to celebrate 100 days in office.
Trump had so much fun tonight.
He had so much fun.
He seems like he's enjoying himself.
Clearly, he was having a good time.
You can tell when he's on stage, he's having so much fun. He's dancing.
That famous YMCA dance.
It's dance time.
They've worked hard and had fun. Isn't that the pursuit of happiness?
No, Laura, it's not. We're not going to be eating cold beans huddled over a fire like, well, at least the president's happy. As long as he's backing that ass up, I think America's going to be A-okay. By the way, that was the first time I've seen Trump dancing from behind, and I gotta say, don't do that ever again. Don't do that. I owe the front butt an apology. Anyway, it's no surprise that the main story on Fox News is that Trump is live, laugh, loving being president. But as we all know, the American media is just as divided as the country itself. So depending on which cable news network you watch, Trump's first 100 days were either sick or sick.
At 100 days, Donald Trump has the lowest approval rating of any president in the history of modern polling.
Voters across America are weighing in saying, yes, Trump, keep going.
Give me an assessment of Trump's first 100 days, 1 to 10.
A solid 2, nothing more.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 20.
Donald Trump deserves an F.
I would give President Trump an A, maybe even an A+.
Fear and pessimism.
Thrilled and excited.
A disaster.
It's awesome.
1,361 days to go of this journey.
Man, I wish we could have 10,000, more days with President Trump.
10,000 more days? That is 27 years. I can't still be talking about Trump when I'm in my late 40s. It's not that funny. But while cable news debated, Trump himself celebrated the big 100 by inviting ABC News reporter Terry Moran to the White House for an interview. And Trump kicked things off by asking the same thing every kid does when a guest comes to the house. Want to see my room?
Hello, everybody. How are you? This is the Oval Office. This is an amazing space. I've added a lot to the space in terms of beautification, in terms of modernization.
Modernization? This looks like my great-grandmother decorated the mantelpiece with her great-grandmother's ashes. And I know that beautification is in the eye of the beholdification, but we can all agree that the foam core Gulf of America map is pulling focus, right? Is the Gulf of America having a bridal shower in the banquet room of the Hilton Garden Inn? Because if it's not, get it out of here. But okay, you know what? Show me a few more things in your room, and then I got to go join the grown-ups.
See Ronald Reagan here. You have Lincoln, you have Washington, but you look over here, that's Monroe, the Monroe Doctrine.
Why is he up there?
I think the Monroe Doctrine was pretty important. You know, that was his claim to fame.
Trump is always in the I forgot to do the reading mode. Man, that Monroe Doctrine, so important. My favorite part, probably the doctrine. And doctrine, as we all know, is a female doctor. But you know what? We can't expect Trump to know anything about a president whose picture he put up. It's not fair. So let's give him something easier. Donald, tell us what the Declaration of Independence is. And remember, this is the document in which we declared independence.
Of course, you have the Declaration of Independence.
What does it mean to you?
Well, it means exactly what it says. It's a declaration. It's a declaration of unity and love and respect, and it means a lot, and it's something very special to our country.
Look at Terry Moran's face. He looks like a teacher about to call the school psychologist. This is a great drawing. Stay right here. But of course he'd make that face. Trump said that the Declaration of Independence meant unity. Unity is the opposite of independence. How did Trump find the one time that unity and love is the wrong answer? What makes this even more sad is that the Declaration of Independence is basically the colonies filing for divorce. It's the one thing Trump should absolutely recognize. And all of that was supposed to be the softball part of the interview. It wasn't until Moran pulled up his serious chair that the questions got hard.
Now we have this trade war with China that Moody's and other analysts say is going to cost American families thousands of more dollars per year. And there is a lot of concern out there. People are worried, even some people who voted for you saying, I didn't sign up for this. So how do you answer those concerns?
Well, they did sign up for it. I said all these things during my campaign. I said, you're going to have a transition period.
Really? That's what Trump said? Trump actually said that? Could we just check the tape on that?
When I win, I will immediately bring prices down starting on day one.
1,047. But first, prices will go so high you'll be sucking D for eggs.
Oh, yeah, my bad. I misremembered. But the wildest part of the interview by far was when it turned to Trump's deportation of Kilmar Garcia, who Trump says doesn't need due process because anyone can tell that Garcia is in the gang MS-13 just by looking at his tattoos.
And you'll pick out one man, but even the man that you picked out, he said he wasn't a member of a gang. And then they looked, and on his knuckles, he had MS-13.
There's a dispute
over that. Wait a minute. He had MS-13 on his knuckles tattoo.
Oh, he had some tattoos that are interpreted that way. But let's move on.
Okay. Let me just explain what's going on here. Garcia has tattoos on his hand, and someone labeled a photo of them trying to prove that they're actually a code. The problem is Trump thinks that the labels are part of the tattoo, and he is very, very insistent on it.
Let's move on.
Wait a minute. Hey, Terry.
He did not have the letter MS-13.
It says MS-13.
That was Photoshop.
Do you want me to show you the picture?
I saw the picture.
And you think it was Photoshop?
Here we go.
Don't Photoshop it. Go look at his hand. He had MS-13.
He did have tattoos that can be interpreted that way. I'm not an expert on them. I want to turn to Ukraine, sir. I want to get to Ukraine.
No. He had MS, as clear as you can be, not interpreted.
Now I understand why he's so proud of that Gulf of America poster. He thinks Gulf of America is actually written on top of the water. Makes sense. And what is so crazy is that Terry Moran kept trying to change topics, but Trump wouldn't let him. I have never seen an interview where a reporter catches a politician in a gotcha, and the politician is the one who says, "Stop trying to move on. I am not done embarrassing myself." But I will hand it to Terry Moran. He held his ground to the point where it actually wore Trump out. And that's when we saw a moment of vulnerability from Trump.
He's got MS-13 on his knuckles.
All right.
Okay?
We'll take a look at that.
It's you do
We'll take a
such a
look at
disservice.
We'll take a look at
Why
that,
don't you
sir.
just say, yes, he does, and, go on to something else?
It's contested. Ukraine.
Why don't you just say I'm right? Up is down, left is right, Santa's real. And that is Trump in a nutshell. I can't prove the insane things I believe, so just go along with them. Don't believe your eyes, believe the Photoshop. But I for one, will not believe the Photoshop, okay? I will go into the rest of the term with my eyes wide open, staring and watching. Oh, God, no! Oh, my eyes, my beautificated eyes!